Hey everybody, this is OT-7 with Dakota Diesel, and we got a little bit of announcement to make. Sorry for the a little bit of inactivity during the month of July. It's just that we have our normal lives to live, and we couldn't find the time to record a video or anything because I had to go to the hotel, and Tim was and Cole was pretty busy.
That's okay. Technically, my first name is in like my gaming channel anyway, so I don't care what you want to call me.
It's all right. So
You,
yeah,
you
we
just
were.
ba- but you can't call me dipshit.
I won't. You're not that to
Anyway,
me. Anyway, so yeah, we were pretty busy to the point where we couldn't record a DVD game, and to be honest, it was kind of ideal that we took a break because I was getting a little bit burnt out from them, but
yeah, and pretty much, recording movie reviews and everything, those take time and everything, cause both me and Bonnie have to literally watch a movie or a show 3 times and such, and depending on the movie and show, it could basically eat up our time and such.
well, before we get into the big announcement, we wanna let you guys know that that we have some updates on the projects that we announced in that 100 subscriber special video about 2 months ago because Sequoia did the recording because I was sick with the thing.
Yes. Pretty much, JJ is coming up pretty soon. We are actually
Yep,
in
we're
the middle of
officially
watching the
announcing.
show
We're
during the
officially
final time.
we're officially revealing that Jay did the jet playing is gonna be one of our Nets every episode reviewed series. No, not the TV show that you guys know, the model era.
Pretty much.
So a lot of you guys don't know about the model era, but basically JJ started out as a model era, and it was very short lived,
Mm-hmm.
very short lived. And this was before the CGI stuff came about. So the model era is a very interesting topic in the JJ catalog. So we're very interested to take a look at that. So expect to see that review very soon.
Yep, pretty much. And right next step, we don't know if it's going to be after JJ. There's going to be somewhere in between. But we're also almost finished with our re-review of Toy Story as well too.
Yes, that is
In
true.
terms of my part, I'm in the middle of recording my audio for it. I don't know if Bonnie's any close to it or not,
Nope,
but
I'm not even close. I am
yeah,
not even close.
yeah,
I actually haven't recorded any lines for Toy Story as of yet because I was busy and
yeah.
I wanted to take a little bit of a break
Mm-hmm.
since we were busy with since Thomas left such a huge burnout plus me catching the thing and me coming back from Walt Disney World. It's
Pretty
a
much.
it's a big
Life
mess.
happens.
Yeah, life pretty much. Yeah, so Toy Story is still gonna be coming. I'm gonna record my lines for it in the next couple of weeks and next couple of months. So expect to see that review about in the first quarter of next year.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much somewhere around next year. Or pretty much if we're lucky enough, you might even see us somewhere before 2022 comes to an end.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think after that we
I think we talked about that we might now again it's not 100% promise because again things could change, but Bonnie and I were discussing if we wanted to go back to Thomas again after those two projects, or if we want to do something else like before we go back to Thomas with with the first ever Thomas special and then doing season 9. We're still thinking on that.
Yeah, we're still thinking about Thomas. Thomas is still gonna happen. No, we're not gonna abandon Thomas because we know how huge Thomas reviews are on YouTube.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So Thomas is still gonna be happening. We don't know exactly if we're gonna do Calling All Engines after we get done with JJ and Toy Story, or we're gonna do another show that I've been discussing with Tim about.
Oh yes, yes. He did actually mention that. I do know what show he's talking about, but we're actually gonna keep it a surprise.
We're actually gonna keep it a surprise. Yeah,
So we might do that. We might do that. Or basically knows like we might review another movie in between. Who knows?
yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyways, so let's get to the main topic of this video, which is the big announcement for the really useful podcast. Yep, ladies and gentlemen, we're officially revealing that our railway series review has had his name
Basically,
changed.
what he's saying that so basically, since every episode of the TV series reviews have been doing successful, why not go back? Why not go all the way back to where Thomas had all started?
The
We're gonna
Railway
review
series.
every book from the Railway series.
Yep, from the first book, The Three Railway Engines, to the final book released in 2011, Thomas and His Friends. This is not gonna be,
It was actually already been over 10 years since that book, since the Railway series have ended.
and it's hard to find, sadly.
Thank God for internet.
Yeah, thank God. And for New Controller 01, thank God for
Pretty
him.
much.
Yeah,
Thank God for the rich people.
pretty much. So the Railway series review, or has been renamed to the Really Useful Podcast, but more on that in a bit. So basically, this series was basically something that I was actually planning to do for a very long time. For I think since the very end of 2021. This idea came to mind one day when I was, reading some of the Railway series books I got for Epiphany or Three Kings Day. I know a lot of you people don't celebrate Epiphany, but Epiphany over here where I live, it's Three Kings Day. It's basically like a second version of Christmas.
Pretty much.
And I basically got all the Railway series books written by the Reverend W. Audrey, and I also got a few by Christopher. And I thought to myself, why not go back and review all of the books on the Railway series? So one day I was talking to Tim and I pitched the idea to him, and we were like, yeah, that's a good idea, but the problem is that we have a lot of books to cover, and I doubt that we're gonna do all 42 in just one video.
Yeah, like, doing all 42 in one video, or even doing it in the same format that we've been doing, where we kind of script it out and such. Because
Yeah,
to be honest, like, the first 26 books, like, outside of a few books, pretty much they all contain stories that, like, Bonnie and I have already viewed before, but in TV series format.
yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So what we decided to do is that we're gonna do a little bit of a podcast, and we already chose the name for it, and it's gonna be called the Really Useful Podcast. So
Yes.
so basically, how is this podcast gonna work? You may be asking. Well, we divided it into 6 separate seasons, as Sequoia mentioned in the update video that I scripted back in June. So basically, let's say season 1 is gonna have the first 8 books, as well as Thomas and Thomas's Christmas Party, and basically after that, season 2, Edward the Blue Engine, and so on and so forth. That's how it's gonna work.
Pretty much. So pretty much we're going to be doing this for 6 years, or we're probably going to be doing it for more than 6 years, again, depending on life and such.
Depending on life and such, and we got a lot of books to cover, and I doubt that we'll be done before. I doubt the series will be done before the 80th anniversary.
Yeah. Actually, we know that it's not going to be done by the time the 80th, anniversary comes around, because by the time the 80th anniversary comes around, it's always going to be, I believe, season 4 or season 5.
We'll be at the very beginning of season 4 by that time. So yeah, we already divided it into 6 separate seasons, and this is still unconfirmed as of right now. But starting from season 4, we're gonna have some special guests joining us. We can't give out details yet because this is still unconfirmed. But let's see what happens.
We can't promise that, because again, things can change.
Yeah, but you know what they say: never say never.
Well, technically, you can say never.
Never say never. Just saying. That.
I know.
Yeah. So let's see if I'm missing anything else. So you want to say something while I think about?
I was gonna say, so the way that this, actually, should we explain how the Railway Podcast is going
Yes,
to work?
we should. We should. So
Okay.
people can get familiar with how is it gonna work.
Okay, so basically the way this is going to work, much like, our TV series reviews and even our movie reviews, basically what we're going to do first is, go over a little history on each of the books as well, too. How did each books, came about, what was going on through either, Wilbert or Chris's mind when writing the book and everything. Then we're going to talk about, each of the 4 stories containing with the book, give our, basically give our short and sweet, impressions on the book, on the book and the stories, what we liked, didn't like about them, give a little ratings on each of the stories separately, and then we're gonna review and then we're gonna give the rating on the whole book, basically overall, with the book as a whole, as well as giving our thoughts on the whole book as well too.
Pretty much. And this is gonna be the format for all of the books. There's gonna be about 2 books that we're not gonna do that because we're just gonna talk about them briefly, and then we'll get back to the regular episodes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so basically, it's gonna be all the 42 books. We're also gonna have the spin-off books, which are Thomas's Christmas Party, Thomas
Thomas
and the
gonna
Missing
missing
Christmas
Christmas
Tree,
tree. I
Thomas and the
believe
Evil
Thomas and the Evil
Diesel,
Diesel is one of them.
and I believe if I'm not mistaken, from the list we made, we're also gonna be taking a look at two of the annuals that came out in 1979 and 1980.
Yes. Yes. So one of them is going to. One of them is literally going to be like actually, I think we discussed that one of the annual stories we were going to cover was the one was Thomas and Trevor as well too. The one that was
Yes,
adapted for
that one
season
was
two.
yeah that so for ones who don't know, I know every Thomas fan knows, but for the ones who don't know, Thomas and Trevor was actually written for the TV series, and then a year later, after the episode came out, it was published as an annual story, and it was written by Christopher Audrey.
Yes, pretty much.
So basically, those who are saying that, hey, you can't. So basically, those are that are saying that, they couldn't write their own separate stories. Well, it was written by an Audrey, so
Yeah, and we'll get into more of this, later. But keep in mind again, those that don't know, like for the first two seasons, they were under strict contract that all the stories had to be written by at least Wilbur or Chris first before they were even adapted into TV.
so basically, they couldn't write their own stories yet. So
Pretty
so
much.
so basically, everything that was gonna be featured on television had to be in print form first.
Mm-hmm.
And
Again, we'll
yeah,
probably get into more. I'm sure pretty much we'll talk about this once we get into the Christmas stories too, because that's gonna be a part where the TV series and the railway series are gonna collide together and such.
yeah, and for the worse in some parts.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and let me get this right now. We're not looking forward to the Chris Audrey books.
I
We're,
mean, to be fair, I'm someone I am a little bit because I haven't read all of the Chris's books and stuff, so I'm kind of interested to see to get to the books that basically that I've never read at all. I'm going into this blind.
So let's get this out of the way. I have read all 42 books. There's a few that I just can't bear to read because some of the stories are just forgettable in some ways. And there's some of the and I've also read all the spin-off books, but I haven't read the annuals as of yet. So as of the time we're recording this video, I have not read the 79 and 80 annual. What about you?
I've not read any of the annuals at all. I think the only annual I've read was the Thomas and Trevor one.
What about the books? Up until what book have you reached?
Up until the last Railway series book I have read chronologically was Thomas and the Missing Christmas Tree.
So
So
basically,
pretty much, once we get to Gordon the High Speed Engine and onward, those are going to be the books I have never read up until that point.
okay, so basically you're going in semi-blind, in other words.
Well, actually, technically for Wilbur, I'm not going in blind because, because technically I have memorized most of the stories, by heart outside of the few ones and such. Chris, I'm gonna go into semi-blind a little bit, but like I said, once we get to book number 31, that's where I'm gonna go in completely blind.
Yeah, so I'm not going in completely blind in this because I've read all the 42 books, and let's just say that there is one book in particular that I'm not a big fan of, and I'm not gonna reveal which one it is. Tim already knows because I already told him plenty of times by this point. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that for the big surprise.
Yes.
So let's see if are we missing anything else?
Not that I know of. I think we got everything we wanted to say. So pretty much just a little recap of what's going on. Pretty much, the channel is still alive. You got, projects on the way coming up soon. Two of them are almost finished. They're in the works. What's going to happen after next? We don't know yet. And pretty much this podcast is going to be, another big project that we're doing as of right now and such.
Yeah. So
Oh
this
yes.
yes.
Did you want to talk about the other big surprise that we have coming up soon next year, or do you want to keep it a
Yeah.
surprise?
Yes. We could talk about it. Why not?
Okay, so basically, Bonnie and I have also discussed, if we ever wanted to do a game review and everything. So basically, instead of doing a game review on the main channel, we're gonna make one more channel because God knows we definitely love to work and definitely love to make a supper. We're definitely gonna make one more channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, go ahead. I'll make the announcement. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. I was just gonna say, yeah. We're making one more channel strictly made for games, whether it be game reviews or basically let's plays. So go ahead and tell them what the name is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're next year we're gonna welcome the Super Retro Bros.
Yay!
I love how there was absolutely no excitement there.
You know what? If you want, like, whenever you get into editing, if you want, just basically put like, crickets chirping, like, in between, like me saying yay and such, if you want to, just to make it more funny.
Yay! I love how there was
Oh,
absolutely.
wait, no, Bonnie, you're doing it wrong. It's supposed to be yay.
So yeah, Super Retro Bros. It's a new channel that we've been discussing for a very long time now. It's gonna be mainly game reviews, and we won't reveal what's gonna be the very first video game review we're gonna be doing, because we still haven't even scripted it yet.
Alrighty.
So yeah, we'll leave you guys just to guess what's gonna be the first game.
Yes.
And as for the DVD reviews, listen to me. As for the DVD games,
yes. Now we're gonna review DVDs.
Nah, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So
that would be like the most boring review. That would be like the most boring and short review ever.
That's why I don't like reviewing DVDs, honestly. So
anyway, what were you gonna say about DVD games?
So as for the DVD games, we apologize for the hiatus. It's just that we've been having some technical difficulties with some of the DVDs behind the scenes.
And yeah, to be fair, like again, we're reaching a point where like there's not really gonna be that much DVD games we can record yet. So, like Bonnie said, we're not gonna give up on them just yet. We definitely will come back to them. We just don't know when yet.
Possibly there's one that's gonna be coming out before the really useful podcast, and that one's gonna be coming out in December, but we're not gonna review which DVD it is.
I think I have a feeling which one is going to be, because again, I think he already told me this.
I did. I actually told him this about, I think, a couple months ago, that it's gonna be it's gonna be in December that I'm gonna be releasing it.
Yeah.
So basically, before about a few weeks, or about a few days before we prepare the podcast, that's when the DVD game is gonna come out. But we won't reveal what DVD it's gonna be.
Not yet.
We tried with the best ups, with the best of Thomas. Best of Thomas, we got a little bit far, but we had to stop in the middle because for some reason the DVD.
Yeah, I think it's like some reason either like some of the things weren't responding on time or anything, or pretty much that like pretty much that like it just pretty much hiccup up on us. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we tried with Best of Thomas, and Best of Thomas, sort of died on us because for some reason when I put it in my normal DVD player, it works absolutely fine. I don't know what's the problem. We still haven't tried Best of James, Best of Percy, or Best of Gordon as of yet. So we'll see which of those three is gonna work.
Yeah.
Only time will tell. We'll see. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's our update for about August of 2022. The good news is that starting in about September or October, we're gonna start filming the first 9 episodes of the first season of the Really Useful Podcast.
We're gonna have a long work ahead of us, so pretty much, Barney, you're not allowed to sleep.
Yep. And before we go, I would like to reveal the logo for the podcast.
Alrighty, where's the logo?
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
The Really Useful Podcast. Look at that logo. Don't you guys want to get a rubber stamp for it?
So there you have it. That's the logo for the brand new podcast. This one was very fun to design, actually.
I could tell. Like I said, he really put a lot of love into this, so you better appreciate it.
I actually enjoyed putting this logo together. I did have a little bit of difficulty with the words "Really Useful Podcast" because my original idea was to have all of them in a circle,
Yeah,
but since I'm no expert in Photoshop, I actually didn't know how to do it. So it took me about one whole night to get it right.
and he did a good job.
Yeah. So my original idea was to have the British rail sort of the British Railways logo in the background, but instead
Hmm.
of being British Railways, it was gonna be the Soda Railways logo.
Uh-huh.
But that proved to be too difficult. So I decided, you know what? Let's put the island of Soda in the background and let's put Thomas in the middle.
Pretty much.
And that's why I came. This is how it ended. So this is how it's gonna look like.
Hmm.
I won't reveal how what the thumbnails are gonna look like, but the hint I'm definitely gonna give you guys is that it's gonna be nostalgic. That's
It
the
will.
that's the hint I'm gonna give you for the thumbnail. They're gonna be nostalgic. And that's it for our August 2022 update. I apologize for the lot of uhs or a lot of yes. This was non-scripted, as you can tell.
Yeah, pretty much.
This was absolutely non-scripted. So we're definitely excited to get into this railway series.
We
Uh,
are, and just a heads up, the podcast that we're doing technically it's not going to be scripted as well either, but it will be edited.
it will be edited, but it won't be scripted. So yeah, expect a lot of uhs and a lot of yes because
And expect a lot of interrupting too, because I'm sure that's going to happen at some part when we get, especially when we get to stories that we might disagree on.
yeah, but that's okay because that's the fun of making a podcast.
Pretty much,
Yeah, and I have a feeling that when we get to the later books, we're definitely gonna disagree on some of the stories.
it's possible. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, but for the first nine, I doubt it.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this little update video. We'll keep you guys updated on what's coming up next. There is a possibility that we might finish JJ first.
Actually, to be fair, with the rate this is going, we might finish JJ first. You never know. It just depends on like how both what Bonnie and I want to work on first and such. I'm almost done with Toy Story, but I don't know like again I don't know if Bonnie's gonna want to do Toy Story first, or if he's gonna want to do JJ first to get it out of the way.
We'll see what happens, but there's a possibility JJ might be done first, and Toy Story might be coming out next year. We'll see what
But at least
happens.
they'll still be coming out.
It will still come out. Yes, I haven't
Yeah,
forgot. I haven't abandoned Toy Story.
pretty much.
So yeah, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this little update video. Um, we're gonna try and do another DVD game very soon. We don't know when, but we're gonna try. Not a
Keyword being
promise.
try.
Not a promise, but we're gonna try.
Yeah.
And so with that, we'll see you guys soon. So this has been Old Teapot 7 with my good pal.
So Gora the Diesel.
And we were the Review Bros signing off. Take care, guys, and we'll see you guys real soon.
Bye bye.